Howdy there, folks. It's Geist, and today Bungie released the Part 2 in their series of 3 TWABs with the Season 15 incoming changes, and we're going to jump right into it. So, controller sensitivity is effectively getting doubled, which is crazy. We're going from 1 to 10 to 1 to all the way up to 20, and they're adding a sprint speed scaler option for sprint turn speed. Meaning that it's essentially going to replace traction. They're removing the traction mod, but we will be able to scale how fast we want to turn while in sprint, which is absolutely amazing, and now you're not required to use traction on controller. Also, super regenerating exotics. Across the board, most of these are getting capped at 50% for how much they can regen, so Shards of Galanor, Ursa Furiosa, Skull of Dire Ahamkara, Phoenix Protocol, Storm Dancer's Brace, and Geomags. Although the Geomags got a specific tuning there, they removed the sprint to top off your super, as it allowed people to have way too much uptime on Chaos Reach and PvP. Amen to that. Hunter Exotics getting tuned. The Bombardiers will now have a secondary effect based on your subclass. They will blind for arc, burn for solar, slow for stasis, and suppress for void. However, this suppression will not affect a Guardian their super. So we won't be able to dodge near enemy Guardians and their supers and knock them out of it, which is unfortunate, but I guess I can see why, since that would be a little bit easier to land than a Titan Grenade. Graviton Forfeit. It's getting the bonus invisibility's duration is being increased. The melee regeneration speed now increases based on the number of enemies around you. And while invisible, recovery is greatly increased. Lucky Pants are getting an intrinsic hand cannon holster mod. When you ready a fully loaded hand cannon that deals kinetic damage or damage matching your subclass energy, you will get bonus damage for the next shot of your hand cannon. And more on the holster mods in just a second. Those are going to be coming up here in the next slide. Not the next slide, but in a couple. For Titan Exotics, the Precious Scars. They will now also create a burst of healing and bonus recovery around you whenever you kill an enemy with a weapon whose damage type matches your subclass type. The Icefall Mantle, they removed the slower class ability Recharge Scalar. Not 100% certain what that one means, but I've never really used the Icefall Mantle on my Titan. I just main One-Eyed Mask like 50% of the other ones. Let's see, for Warlocks, Verity's Brow, change to trigger when you get a weapon kill that matches your subclass energy type and increased grenade damage bonus. The Stag will now grant damage reduction to allies standing in your rifts, which is amazing. And the Promethean Spur, while standing in a rift, solar weapon kills give you class ability energy. When your class ability energy is full, you will spawn a combination healing and empowering rift at the target location. Biggest thing there is the Stag. That's amazing. So the mods that are going to be changing. Ammo Finder will now have an increased chance to spawn ammo on kills with primary weapons and further increased with exotics. Multiple mods for Scavenger no longer stack. And Holster. They're not specifically stating that it's going to be replacing auto-loading, but it's essentially what it is. When the weapon of that type matching that mod that you have equipped is holstered, it will automatically reload itself. This excludes Ariana's Vow and any weapon with one clip like grenade launchers, rockets, and bows. And here's our first really big nerf here. Warmine cells. They are getting nerfed across the board. The TLDR here is that essentially across the board the damage is getting cut in half and the range is getting cut in half for all of the mods here. Except for cellular suppression, they're reducing the duration of the suppressing effect when using cellular suppression. You can pause and read all that if you want to, but the quick and easy one on that one is that those mods, the damage is getting cut in half and the range is getting cut in half on those. Elemental Wells. Elemental Armaments now has an increased chance to spawn an Elemental Well based on the tier of the enemy defeated. Font of the Might's base duration has been increased to 10 seconds and increased the damage bonus provided from 10% to 25%. And that wraps up most of our changes. Not quite as meaty as last week, but that wasn't all for this TWAB. They're also showing us these new Iron Banner weapons here. I got really excited for just a split second and then kind of teased myself because I was like, oh my god, is that a 260 Scout? Nope, it's not. It's another Pulse. But still a really awesome looking Pulse, and I'm super excited about that sidearm. Kind of hope it's a lightweight. It's a really, really cool looking one, and it'll be interesting to see what kind of perks are going to roll on those two. It's the Forge's Pledge Pulse Rifle and the Peace Bond sidearm. They're also showcasing the new Iron Banner armor coming up next season. I'm kind of iffy about it. It looks kind of samey, but you know, a lot of the Iron Banner armor tends to look kind of similar. It's sort of got like a not necessarily medieval look to it, but kind of almost. I like the older Iron Banner from D1. I will say that I think the Titan and the Warlock look pretty cool there. Not too big on the Hunter hood there, though. Kind of looks like Crown of Thorns. But either way, we'll see how it looks once we get some actual shaders applied to it. It might actually look pretty cool. Either way, it is nice to see some new Iron Banner armor, so I really can't complain about that. And with that, folks, that wraps up the TWAB this week. Big takeaway here is that a lot of the underused exotic armor pieces are getting buffed, so that's really cool. Me personally, I'm hoping that I can get near 100% uptime on my stealth now for Way of the Trapper with the Graviton forfeit. That would be really cool. I can't understate how happy I am to see the Chaos Rich getting nerfed again, specifically for PvP, because I think, as most of us know that play any kind of PvP, the uptime on it is absolutely crazy right now, so it's good to see that go down. It is unfortunate that the Warmine cells are getting nerfed. I can see why, though. They are pretty strong. I mean, you shoot one of those bad boys, and even on a Grandmaster, it'll clear everything but the yellow bars in the room, so it is understandable. However, since they're doing that and they're going to be toning them down a little bit, it would be cool to see some more weapons capable of spawning those. Some more 7th Seraph, some more Ikelos weapons, something like that. We still don't have a Scout or a Bow. My dream is a 260 RPM 7th Seraph Scout that has explosive payload and Vorpal and spawns Warmine cells. That's absolutely never going to happen, but it sure would be cool. But I mean, I would never put that thing down. That'd be way too much fun. I am surprised that we didn't see the Stompies get nerfed. I know Bungie is definitely trying to slow the game down a little bit and make it a lot less movement heavy, just to kind of close the skill gaps and really focus on the primary gunplay more. And we'll see if they're really going to keep their word on that next week when we see the weapon TWAB. We'll see if they're going to do a pass on special ammo, hopefully so, make it a little less prevalent. That way we can all focus on our primary gunplay, because that's a lot more fun than just getting one shot all the time. But anyways, folks, let me know what you think in the comments. And as always, thanks for watching.